So today I'm going to talk about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. Name any of them, 1 through 6, and I could give you 45 minutes worth, 30 minutes worth. I don't want to give myself too much time of complaints. 30 minutes worth of complaints, probably more, but I'm being safe. So, as you may assume, it was a huge shock to me and to me that I didn't hate this one. I didn't hate it. I actually quite liked it. And I can only find a few complaints. 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, less than 10. And so I'm going to talk about those. I'm not going to talk about how much I love it, how much I loved it. I'm going to talk about what I didn't like, because that has a more solid foundation for speaking, instead of talking about what I did like, because there's just too much there, and it would go on forever. And I've already spent a lot of time talking really slowly about this, like that, the long pauses between words. And so I should just get to it. So I shouldn't have done that. So here are the few of complaints that I have about it, and elaborations on them. Before that, did anyone else think that Bellatrix was eating Hermione's arm, slowly gnawing on it? That's what it seemed like, and that's what I thought they wanted me to think, and then she carved mudblood into her wrist. Did she do that in the book? I kind of wish she was just eating her arm, because Bellatrix is a fucking crazy bitch. Ha! Someone in the theater said bitch right after she threw the knife, and I didn't like that, because when people talk in theaters, I want to kill things! Also, Bellatrix needs some handwriting classes. ASAP. If you're gonna put the mirror in practically every other scene, then you should take a few lines to explain what it is. Fucking non-book readers are gonna be so goddamn confused, but I don't even care. Forget I ever said anything. Let them be confused. They're fuckers. If they weren't gonna do the whole goodbye scene between Dudley and Harry and the Dursleys, they shouldn't have even put him in at all. First of all, Vernon's hair, what was up with that? His hair was very strange. And, the only sort of hint that they gave to the remorse was this one look from Petunia as she was sitting in the car. And I read somewhere online, someone was like, that was the best acting in the entire film. No, it wasn't! You could have spared 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes, to give us that scene. It's one of the best first things in the whole series. I don't know, I was gonna say it's one of the best things in Deathly Hallows, but it really isn't, because Deathly Hallows, everything is the best thing. But it's a really great scene, or part of the book, and it's disappointing that we didn't get to see it on screen. And, yeah, that's my whole thought about that. Why? 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 I hope somebody at Warner Brothers felt guilty about about Dobby, because that would have been so... I mean, I've cried on every single viewing, which is multiple times, at his death. Spoiler alert, again. And it would have even been more emotional, profound, and poignant, if he had been in the movies how he was in the books. And they sort of, they did that to themselves by not putting him in the movies, because he's a great thing. And he only got his last shining moments, and we didn't even really know why these people should care about him. Well, they shouldn't. They had just met him again. I mean, he was pretty helpful, but they don't know him that well. He saw him 4 years ago. I didn't do that actual math, I just said a number. But I think it's about right. Yeah. So, where was the carving on the grave? And where was they could have done the throwing clothes, which was the saddest and best thing ever. The throwing clothes into Dobby's grave. And it's not in the movie, and that's because they fucked up the other ones. But I love this movie, I love it. And Dobby's death is very, very, very sad. But I've already said that. This video is gonna be really long. The wedding should have been longer too. But they really didn't have time. Fuck! I wish I would have sat in that theater for 5 hours. That's both. I would have sat in that theater for somewhere around 10 hours. I mean, if there was a few intermissions. At least 3 intermissions. At least 2. I would have done it. Would you? Tell me. How long would you have sat in the theater to watch both parts? How long would you have liked the movie to be? I mean, how long would you be willing to sit in a theater to watch a Harry Potter movie? Especially Deathly Hallows. I'd be at least around 10 hours. Probably more. Whatever. Lucius Malfoy always gets hit. He didn't block a single one of those spells. Harry running on top of the bus, the double-decker bus, while on the motorcycle. That was fucking awesome. Okay, I'm out. I'm out of here. Voldemort does not like fancy metal wand handles. Aww.